Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video, which happens to be yet another reading of an SCP, this time SCP-2008, because, why not? I'm bored, and I need something to do. And what's better to do, than just sharing the activity that you decide to do, with others because of boredom. So, I hope you're going to enjoy this. Yeah, let's just get into it. Item SCP 2008. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Foundation personnel stationed or living in the state of Tennessee are prohibited from engaging in discussions regarding the wives of former U.S. presidents. CDC and state gun death data from Tennessee is to be indexed in Foundation databases. This data is to be analyzed on a weekly basis in order to detect additional SCP-2008 events. Description: SCP-2008 is a non-corporeal entity that is imperceptible to surveillance equipment. As of 2017, it has caused the deaths of 47 individuals in the U.S. state of Tennessee. Victims of SCP-2008 universally expire from severe ballistic trauma. Although these injuries exhibit patterns associated with gunshot wounds, no bullets have been recovered. Approximately 80% of these victims worked in or adjacent to a field dealing with US history. SCP-2008 victims are often reported as suicides due to being found with a firearm either in their hands or nearby. However, in approximately 75 of the cases, uh, I forgot to percent in that. Yeah. However, in approximately 75% of these cases, the firearm was not discharged. In cases where it was, forensic analysis has consistently failed to match the gun to the victim's wounds. While the majority of SCP-2008 victims hold positions in various academic settings, a small percentage possess no official qualifications in that field. It is possible that a larger number of individuals are victims of this effect than are currently documented, as various socioeconomic factors likely preclude deeper investigation by law enforcement. A complete canvassing of medical and police records is currently being conducted to determine more exact numbers. Addendum 2 Addendum 2008-1. The following forum posts were made by His Lover 101 on a website focused on historical reenactment. Foundation agents traced the posts back to Morton Richards of Tellico Plains, Tennessee. Mr. Richards is currently the only person who has encountered SCP-2008 and survived. Uh, on the 16th of May 2016, in 11:34 a.m., it's written. It says, your list is way the fuck wrong. Martha Washington was never First Lady of the US because there was no such thing when George Washington was president. Martha Jefferson was Thomas Jefferson's daughter, not his wife. Rachel Jackson died before Jackson took office. On the same day at 11:41 a.m., the same individual wrote, right, But Rachel Jackson didn't die from a broken heart. That's just sensationalism. She was old and overweight and she died from a heart attack. Van Buren's wife died of tuberculosis and he never remarried. I couldn't find information on what happened to Jefferson's wife, but she died well before he was in office. And on the same day once more, this time um, at 12:18 p.m. Um, most likely the same commenter says, "Guys, holy shit, a ghost just shot at me." A very reasonable thing to type out, I guess. And 7 minutes after the individual said, "I don't know. I shot back and I think I hit him." A casing from Mr. Richards' Browning high-power pistol was found at the scene. However, no bullets were recovered. Interesting. Let's dig a bit deeper. Oh. Whatever. I think I accidentally turned off tone on the recording settings here, so you wouldn't even hear it anyway. So you can just check it out yourself. I mean, the link's right here, after all. Oh, and I mean, it's a public website. Right. So, you know. My name is Dr. Lawrence Strasser, and I'm probably going to die today. I could say almost anything here that I wanted to. Almost no one will hear it anyway. Fuck it. You get my life story too. Be glad I didn't put my 682-173 / fig in here. Oh, you what now? I'm gonna have to look up that term later. I hated my mother. She spent the entirety of her life trying to run mine. I joined the foundation just to get away from her nagging. She always used to tell me that if I didn't lose weight, I'd end up alone and miserable. I'm 134 pounds. Fuck her. She died a few years ago in a quiet hospital room because she couldn't uh, shame consent to submission. When the doctor said I had diabetes last month, I could hear a voice in my ear saying, "I told you so." At the time, I thought it was the worst thing to happen to me. About a week ago, the test results came back. Pancreatic, 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 whatever you pronounce that word. Pancreatic cancer. Turns out it was more her fault than mine. I win, I guess. There's something about a life expectancy measured in weeks that really puts the whole of your life into perspective. I don't regret anything, if you're wondering. This isn't some grand confession. I just want something to last after I'm gone. We've had a few suicides at the site over the years. Every side has a couple. It's part of the problem with a veil of secrecy and people dealing with world-ending horrors, but I had a hunch while I was in the doctor's office that maybe there was more to it than that. I suggest that unless you're specifically cleared for this, you you stop listening now. Still here? Cool. If you know what triggers the anomaly, then the chances of being subject then the chances of being subject to the effect increases by several orders of magnitude. I'm not the first person to figure this out, but I'm going to be the first to document it before he gets here. My cause of death should be proof enough. So fuck my mother, fuck the doctors, fuck the diagnosis, and fuck Rachel Jackson. Now, if you excuse me, I have to prepare for a duel. And that was it. Quite the, well, last recorded lines, I guess. Those were his last words, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. I've never gotten to meet you, Mr. or Miss or Mrs. Lawrence Dosser. But based on the things I got to hear right here, you were probably pretty darn cool. Alright. But enough of that plabbering. That's it for today, I guess. I wish you all, well, good enough day. I hope that you'd experience a great day, but honestly, I feel like that's a bit too much to ask, you know? So just a good enough day, you know? Good enough to keep going. Alright? May this day that you're watching this on be good enough to keep you alive for just a tad bit longer. And I hope to be seeing you, or rather be figuring out that you've been watching this, some other time, you know? Like the next video, something like that. It doesn't really matter. See you hopefully at some point in time.